Want to announce this morning, guys. First thing, just a quick announcement. I came across a book I wanted to share with you guys because a lot of you are fans of The Slight Edge. That's a great book and it's one we recommend. And a lot of you have already read it or are reading it. And if you haven't, highly recommend you get that book, read through it, Slight Edge. But there's another book that I came across that I think is an extension of The Slight Edge. I want to put in front of you because it's kind of the science and some specific action points to make the slight edge happen. Title of the book is called Tiny Habits, The Small Changes That Change Everything. Author is B.J. Fogg. So B.J. Fogg, F-O-G-G, Tiny Habits, The Small Changes That Change Everything. Guys, I recommend that book. In fact, I'm still reading through it right now, but it really puts some very detailed action, especially if you're struggling. You're thinking, well, I want to make this change. I want to put this habit into play, but I'm struggling to make it a reality. This book breaks down why that's a struggle for you, and it breaks down how to get past whatever those barriers are. So that's what I love about it. The Slight Edge gives you that big picture concept, on what it takes to become successful. I think, in my opinion, Tiny Habits, what I'm seeing out of this book, gives you some very detailed outlines on how to put that into motion, how to make that transition, and how to really implement those changes that you're looking to make in your life. So take advantage of that. Recommend that book. On June 17th, this is our next announcement. June 17th, the home office or corporate, Symmetry Corporate, is going to have a huge call. And when I say huge call, guys, for those of you who have never been to a conference, I can't describe it. That's why we always tell people just get to a conference. The unfortunate thing is, with everything that's been going on for the last several months, conference has not been a reality. And trust me, we hate that. We hate that more than you can imagine, because we realize a lot of you are missing out on some very valuable content and some very powerful things that could revolutionize your business. So what I'm bringing to you this morning, what I'm asking you is, they've talked a little bit about it, they've announced it, they've kind of played it up a little bit, but they haven't really pushed it hard yet, I don't think, in my opinion. At least I haven't heard it. But there's a call on June 17th, which is, and I'm looking at my calendar, that's a Wednesday. So I think it's during our regular Wednesday time slot for our national call. Guys, we really want to get on this call. Get yourself on the call, get your family on this call. There's some announcements coming out that, have from top levels, guys that are on the advisory board, Jacob Poe, Ryan Miller. What they're telling us is the stuff that they're going to be rolling out on this call. This is stuff that would have been coming out during our conference at sea, the cruise, or possibly even, some of it was going to come out in Denver in September, assuming that would have happened. Obviously, that's not happening now because of everything that's going on. So company said, hey, we've got some things that we've got to release. And what we're hearing, what we're seeing is this stuff is going to be transformational, guys. This is stuff, I can't emphasize how much impact this is going to have on your business in a positive manner. Your profitability, your sales opportunities, everything is going to go up. And I don't know the specifics. I can just tell you that the advisory board has said, and I've never heard them promote a call like they're promoting this one. They say you've got to get on this call. This is like getting a conference. There's going to be some things rolling out. And guys, whatever you do, don't schedule stuff on that time. Make sure you block that out. Get on that call. Get on it live. Sometimes people say, well, I'll go back and listen to it later. It's nothing like listening to some of these transformational rollouts that are happening, like hearing it live. And so, guys, take advantage of that. June 17th. Make sure you're on that call. And here's the thing. Get everybody that you can think of on that call. Your friends, your family, those of you who are building a team, make sure all your team and their families are on that call. Anybody that you're talking to that's looking at this business as an opportunity, and they're trying to make that decision, maybe they haven't even committed yet, get on that call. They're going to see some things that, are going to tip the scales or make them understand what an opportunity this is. So, yeah, we're pushing this hard, but there's a reason that we're pushing this hard, guys. There's going to be some things coming down the pipe that, it's hard to put into words. I feel like I'm not doing it justice. I'm just saying, I don't think I could overemphasize how important that call is going to be. So make sure you get on that June 17th. Don't miss it, and you will be glad that you made the effort to get there. So this morning, without further ado, I'm going to turn the call over to Mr. John Paul Vetter. As you saw, he is number one in the agency last week with $46,000 of production in May. And, over the last 3 months, about almost $110,000 written. And all of that with our new process over Zoom. So if you want to listen to somebody who's got the backing, the authority to speak into you and your business, this is the time to get your pens and paper out. We really want to take advantage of this time to listen to John Paul, who's the agency owner on this team. He's got a growing team, growing business, and is really going to share with you some things that are going to give you some perspective moving forward in this business. John Paul, I'll turn it over to you.
Appreciate it, Chris. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. So again, appreciate the opportunity to be able to speak on the call, and what I really wanted to kind of talk about today, and again, this is not going to take the full hour. I'm going to be direct and to the point, and deliver a strong message, and I think the point of it is going to be there's a lot of conversations and such around schedule and discipline, and call scripts and all the other fundamental blocking and tackling that we do in order to be successful in this business. But let's be clear, none of it makes a damn bit of difference if you can't get out of your own way mentally, and your perspectives and your mindset, right? So what I'm going to say on this call today is going to have two effects. It's going to inspire some folks to go out there and attack the world and demand what they deserve, or it's going to make other folks look in the mirror and realize they're not where they want to be, and they have no one to be upset with or frustrated with other than themselves, right? But the good thing about that is you can make a change in any point that you would choose to change the course and direction of what you're doing in your life and where you want to be. So the point is, I want to talk really more about, your why and your conviction, your commitment has to be stronger than your excuses, than your quit. And so it's too easy to go out there and make excuses about why we can't do this and why I couldn't do that. Look, it's being done by many, many people around you, including myself. So it's not like I'm sitting up here and trying to tell you about something because I read it in the agent handbook or I heard somebody talk about it at conference. Don't tell me what can't be done while I'm doing it. The point is, you can do it too. You don't have to define your level of success based on anyone else in the organization. You don't have to be the best. Just be the best you can be, to whatever extent you define that, right? And so it really has to do with mindset and focus, with where you are and what you want out of this life, right? One of the strongest, quotes, things that I think that I've heard since I've been here, and I've always kind of had this perspective, but I think it really summarizes, most of my conviction and my focus and my drive in one simple statement. When writing the story of your life, don't let anyone else hold the pen. Period. You're in complete control of this. I'm not the only person in this company that's writing $40,000+ a month. There are people's numbers that make mine look ridiculous. Seriously, there's people out there on the leaderboards, if you look at the national boards, that are writing $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 for the month. So there's people doing even more production than I am. You know, granted, I'm recruiting and building a team. If you listen to the leaderboards, I mean, there are a lot of the new writers are on my team and my organization. So I've got a bifocal approach to what I'm trying to do in this business. But that just further solidifies the perspective of my original statement. I'm doing it. It's being done on both sides, both growing and building an agency and in personal production. You know, so you just have to really look at yourself and realize what you want to accomplish in this business. And listen, I don't want you to pay particular attention to what I'm about to say. And please write this down. Don't let anyone or anything keep you from that goal and commitment, including yourself. You have to be focused and disciplined about what you want to accomplish, right? And the key is you want to be better every single day. And that's where you have to connect with your mentor, you know, directly about getting better. You know, a lot of times people come into a situation and scenario and it's tough. I mean, this business is not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. Trust me, I want to say this. If you think that you've been no-showed or stood up or nobody answered the phone when you call back or cursed out or hung up on with the number of sales and calls that you made this month, how many people you think did that to me with the volume of business I had to do to generate $46,000, $47,000 in APV? A lot. But you know what? I don't care. I know that's going to happen. It's part of the game. I know I'm going to get hung up on. I know I need to buy more leads. I know I'm going to have people curse me out. I know I'm going to have flakes that no-show me and schedule an appointment, and they're not going to be there when I get it. Yes, and yes. The difference is I don't care. I know it's going to happen. It's part of the equation. So I factor that into my perspective and thought process. Sure, did I spend a ton of money on leads for the month? I mean, yeah. Now, not everybody's in a position where they can do that. So I'm just making an example, right? You have to get what you can get with where you are right now in this business. Because what I'm spending on leads now is not what I was doing the first month or two in this business. I grew to this, right? But at the same time, you have to be willing to go back in and get incremental opportunities, even if you can only afford another $50 or $60 or $100 on some more leads. Get fresh leads. I'll give you a perfect example. Last month, total 46 whatever thousand dollars. I don't even have the number in front of me. 46,371. I had to look down to get the number, but the point is, I had a great first week, and a great fourth week, and a monster fifth week, because it was a 5-week turn-in. The second and third week was ridiculous. Almost every flipping appointment that I had, rescheduled, canceled, no-showed. Almost, one week I didn't write any APV, none. And the other one, I think I wrote 1 or 2 apps for a couple of grand. So the point is, if I weren't a stronger person mentally, somebody might have given up in that second week, certainly the third week, if you didn't write any of business, and be like, oh man, there's no way I'm going to have a solid month. There's no way I'm going to bust this run to elite producer. There's no way I don't think like that. I don't need that kind of negativity in my life. That just caused me to refocus what I'm doing to make sure that no matter what else, I'm going to hit my goal. And had 2 monster weeks. I wrote 30 grand in 2 weeks, back to back, coming off of no APV 1 week, all cancels and reschedules, and another week where I only wrote like 1 or 2 apps. So the point is, it's all here. It's between these 2 ears in all of us. Your focus and your perspective. You heard me even say on the call a few weeks back when I think it was on the call that I hosted. I even said on the call, and I spoke it out to the team, I'm not where I want to be right now myself for the month. You remember me saying that. I wasn't happy with where I was. I didn't boo-hoo and cry and sulk and curl up in a ball. That reinvigorated and it increased my fight to get where I wanted to go, because that's how I'm wired. So you have to start to think things in a different perspective, right? And it starts with self-improvement and the other things that we can all do. But really, it's about your mindset and your wiring, you know. And the thing that I find interesting in people in general, especially as I interview folks and bring them onto this team, and even in my past lives from a corporate perspective, you know, with folks who come in with visions of grandeur and ideas and aspirations, and they want to talk about what they want to accomplish and what they're going to do and what their dreams are. They want to talk about it, but not be about it. And the thing is, most people will never become who they say they want to be because they're too comfortable with who they've been. Think about it. It's not easy. This isn't easy. It's difficult to put in the hours and the calls and the dials, but your family's worth it. Your goals and dreams are worth it. There's nothing, not a damn thing in the world that's more important than you and your family and your dreams. And no one is in control of your destiny in this opportunity more so than yourself. Period. We all have that in our hands. Some take advantage of it and make it everything we want it to be. And it's still growing. Other folks still wrestle with the mental perspectives of commitment and dedication and things like that. But that doesn't mean you can't change. It just means you got to change in order to be able to get where you want to go. Because if you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. So the key is I want to make sure that folks understand that this opportunity is everything you want it to be. It's being done by many, 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 many people across this country. It has no bearing whatsoever on race, religion, your age, where you're from. It does. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares if you drove a forklift or you're a bartender like Jacob Hogue. He's a multimillionaire. He'll make multiple millions of dollars this year. The guy was a great, phenomenal guy. He was a bartender. You got people that drove forklifts in a warehouse who are have a multiple six-figure residual income now after a few years already. You have people that were corporate executives and people who have tons of sales and leadership experience. It has nothing to do with anything other than your level of commitment, your coachability, and you implementing and staying close to the system and applying your skill set and putting people first. And having a genuine compassion for your clients and a desire to see your team and people around you, if you're building an organization, for them to grow and be successful as well. So, but at the same time, you know, I can't do it for you. I can't want this, or Chris or Jeremiah, whoever your mentor is in this business. They can't do it for you. They can't want this more for you than you want it for yourself. That equation just doesn't work. So I guess the key that I wanted to make sure that everybody understands, because there's been a lot of great training with the training calls, with the national calls and such like that have been about fundamental blocking and tackling, how to converse, how to connect with clients, all those kinds. We talked about connecting with a client on the phone and in the home. I did one on that a few weeks back. Those are all extremely important, mission critical to your success. None of it makes a bit of difference if you don't get your mental perspectives and your focus and your commitment to yourself and your dreams taken care of first. If those aren't there, none of the other things matter, because what's going to happen is you're not going to do all those things to the same level or with the same passion and focus that you would when your mental perspective is right. And it has to be right. People will go and punch a clock for somebody and work 8, 10, 12 hours a day on a 9 to 5 for 30 or 40 years and try to retire on 40% of what they couldn't live on in the first place when they were working full time. And now they're at the end of their life in their 60s and 70s in the fourth quarter, so to speak. And they're looking back with regret. What if I would have just done such and such? You know, sure, taking a risk and being committed to your goals and what you want to accomplish is tough. But you know what's tougher? Regret. That'll eat you alive. Don't have any regret about what you're doing in this lifetime. This is not a dress rehearsal. You got one go round at this thing. And you have an opportunity right now with this business and this company, with a phenomenal organization of people, with phenomenal products, is something that truly makes a difference and an impact in people's lives, and can literally change the course and direction of you, yourself, and your family, your kids, and your children's children from a financial perspective, generational. This is forever money when you build it to that extent. And you have the opportunity to do that for yourself. Some people may want to grow and build a team. Some people may say, hey, that's not for me. I just want to go out and write business and make $100,000 a year. That's perfectly fine. But work with your mentor on a plan and a roadmap to how to accomplish what it is you want to accomplish in this business, and be committed and stick to it. Have the courage and conviction to stay committed to that dream no matter what. You have to be stronger than a bad damn day. You got to be stronger than a bad week. And you got to understand that this is not going to get easier. You got to get better. But there are people doing it. Why not you? So that's really what I wanted to talk about today, because everything in life stems and focuses around perspective and mindset. You literally can do anything that you want to do. But anything worth having that can provide this kind of success and this kind of financial income is not easy. If it were easy, everybody be doing it for 50 cents an hour. It's not. A lot of people don't make it. And it's not because of the opportunity. It's not because of the leads. It's not because of the system. It's not because that once upon a time that customer no-showed you. No, it's because you quit. The only way in this business that you'll fail is if you quit and you give up on yourself. And that's something you have to look in the mirror and live with every single day. Or you can look in the mirror and say, you know what? The line is drawn in the sand. My flag is planted. This is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to make this everything I can make it to be for my family. And I'm going to reach out to my mentor. I'm going to utilize the resources. I'm going to be on every training call. I'm going to do everything I can to facilitate that success. And to my earlier point, that I didn't get to close the loop on that, with people punching a clock for someone else, working a job, for, 10, 12 hours a day, for 20, 30 years on a job site, to be given X amount of dollars per hour to limit their worth, but yet won't come here and get on the phones and make 300 or 400 dials and stick to it for a couple of months, because after the first week or two or the first couple of hangups, they're ready to quit and give up. Really? Seriously? Come on. You got to be stronger than that, or you're never going to accomplish your goals that you want to accomplish, whether it's here or anywhere else. It doesn't matter. When you work a job for somebody, that's the bribe they give you. Your salary is the bribe they give you to get you to forget your dreams. Because 97% of the people in this world work for the other 3% who didn't give up on their dreams. That's really all I've got today, Chris. I just wanted to really focus on mindset and perspective and discipline and focus for everybody, because that is the linchpin. All the other things follow that. You can accomplish a lot of things when you have the right perspective, because that makes you eager and hungry to learn and to be better, even when you run into adversity and challenges and those kinds of things where you're not able to find success initially. Not all of us found success. The knowledge that I have in this insurance business and what I've been able to do now, I knew nothing about insurance 20 months ago. Didn't have a license, didn't know anything. I learned all of it along the way, right? One customer, 1 week, 1 month at a time, because I was committed to excellence. And that brings to mind a quote by Vince Lombardi, that's also something that I remembered reading when I was a teenager and always stuck with me. The quality of a person's life is in direct proportion to their commitment to excellence. And that's a true statement. The quality of a person's life is in direct proportion to their commitment to excellence. So that's really all I've got, Chris. Again, I didn't want to take too much time on the call, but I promise you, if you get your mind right and your focus right, and don't let anything stand in your way of what you want to accomplish, you can achieve many, many things in this lifetime. And there's so much upside to this for you and where you want to go in life and with this business, you have no idea yet. And there are a lot of people that are proving that positive, in this business, including myself. So I live that I eat, breathe, and sleep what I'm conveying to you. That's clear and obvious in what I say to you, and in the way I conduct myself, the leaderboards, what I do every single day. It's being done. Why not you? I want somebody on this call to come up and knock me off the leaderboards and take your rightful place where you need to be, because it's open game for anybody. No one's going to keep you where you are except yourself. So, Chris, that's all I had, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And that's an awesome message this morning. Yeah, I don't have anything to add to that other than just to point out that the tools that I mentioned at the beginning of the call, and I think ties in exactly with what John Paul shared, is that book, Tiny Habits. Laurie, thank you for posting that up on the Team Group Me. If you're not on Team Group Me yet, reach out to your mentor. We'll get that sent over to you. And then the announcement for the evolution of your company call on June 17th, 2020. That's also posted up there. And again, guys, these two things, are going to help not only reinforce your why, reinforce the purpose. I think that call on June 17th is going to be a huge one that is going to reinforce why this is the place to be. This is the opportunity. The time is now. But then that book, I think, I really believe what I'm going through and working on, that book is going to give you some very fundamental hacks for things that you may be dealing with internally, personally, that are holding you back, that are preventing you from making that, flipping that switch, so to speak. And a lot of times, I'm not going to get in the book, but basically it makes the point that a lot of times we think it has a problem to do with motivation or ability. And a lot of times it's neither of those. There are other factors, and they're very simple. And it's just a matter of rearranging your processes a lot of times to make that happen. So guys, check that out. Again, if you're not on the Team Group Me yet, if you're brand new, it's your first call, reach out to your mentor. We will get a copy of that or get the link sent to you on where to find that. Appreciate each and every one of you. Let's go out. Hey, June is rocking and rolling. Let's get out there and keep the ball rolling. And guys, I'm excited about where things are going with this company, and it's getting ready to blow up on June 17th. So be there, be square. Appreciate you all. Have a great week, great month. Let's keep it rocking and rolling.
Good luck, good selling, everybody.